Welcome back, students. Today we are taking a next lecture of cell biology. Last time we discussed about the basic information of cell, how cell is known as structural and functional unit of the life, as well as some of the discovery of the cell. So now today we are seeing some more facts about the cell and the importance of prokaryotes and eukaryotes in terms of cell biology. So we will see each and every concept aspect of the cell biology one by one. The first that last time we saw that is the cell. Now if you just imagine and if you draw a diagram, this is the cell. And I already told you in last lecture that this is what? The nucleus, the central position, that is nucleus. Now in this case, the rest of the part, like this part, this whole part is known as cytoplasm, is known as cytoplasm. Now cytoplasm is a main area of any cell, whether you are talking about the plant or you are talking about the animal. It's a main area where all the cellular activity taking place. All the cellular activity, like production of energy, production of protein, production of carbohydrate, everything is happening over here itself. So the cytoplasm is a very important area, and you should remember also the membrane by which it covers is known as cell membrane. Cell membrane. How we will came to know? What is this structure? The structure is known as cell membrane. It's just a very basic knowledge, a very basic information. Some of the students may think it's a very basic, but you should remember, because you may heard this name last time in class 6, 7, 8, 9 onwards. Cytoplasm, nucleus, but then also you should have crystal clear concept. And this is what we are discussing over. Now, in this case, if I just rub this diagram and have another discussion in cell biology, our next concern in cell biology is the important thing, that is what? Organelles. Now we heard this name, or you can say a similar kind of name, that is organelle. So here arise a question that what is the difference between organelles and organ? We are not known. How we would know? See, when I draw the diagram over here of cell, and inner side I draw the nucleus, that is nucleus. Now what is this? This remaining organelle like mitochondria, ribosome, ER, Golgi body, these all structures are known as organelle. So if you want to define the organelle, what is organelle? The structure which is reside in a cytoplasm of a cell is known as organelles. It's known as organelle. But what is organ? I already dictated you in the last lecture that organs are what? A group of cell will make a tissue. A group of tissue will automatically make what? Organ. So it's a basic difference. what is organelles and what is organ. It's quite a different terminology, and you should be clear in both the terminology, because now onwards this word will come again and again and again in your forwarding lectures. But at that point of time, because you are new to the biology, you should not get confused with organ and organelle, because it's a very important. If you won't clear the doubt in that manner, you won't be able to clear the NEET examination, which is your ultimate goal, or any examination, any entrance examination. Now, in this case, we will see some of the list of the organelles which are membrane bound. So if I say the membrane bound organelles are what? All the organelles are membrane bound, like mitochondria, ER, Golgi, lysosome. These all are membrane bound organelle, and these all are present in eukaryotes. Now, it's a very interesting fact I just want to share with you. In NEET examination, it is asked that which of the organelle are non-membrane bound in eukaryote. So these are all the example of membrane bound organelle. They have their own membrane. But the question is, which is a non-membrane bound organelle? And the answer is the non-membrane bound organelle. The answer is the ribosome. The ribosome is the answer, because ribosome have no membrane at all. Now, in this case, ribosome have another peculiar terminology, and peculiar, you can say, a concept associated with the ribosome, that is, ribosome is present in eukaryote as well as in prokaryotes. So, ribosome is present in both eukaryotes and prokaryotes. Another non-membrane bound, these are the membrane bound. If I again make another section, non-membrane bound organelles. So obviously the first number is ribosome, we just discussed. And what is the second number? The second number is centriole. The centriole. This is a very important structure which is present in only eukaryotes, which helps in cell division. So these are the very important aspect of, according to your NEET examination, and for the NEET examination, that the membrane bound organelle example are such, and non-membrane bound organelle are ribosome and centriole. So you should remember what is the basic difference between non-membrane bound and membrane bound organelles. Okay. Now we will discuss some of the cells and their size. Actually, if you start with the porifera and you will finish at the mammals, you will find a vast variety of mammal, as well as in case of plant, if you start with the Thallophyta and finish to the angiosperm, you will find a vast variety of the plant. So now, in this case, what will happen? The mycoplasma is the world's smallest cell. That is only 0.03 micrometer. The size of the cell is only 0.03. Now, if you say the largest one, the largest cell, if you want to know the largest cell, then the answer is ostrich egg. Ostrich egg is the largest cell in the world. And another is longest cell. And answer is your neuron. So we have very important three information. The first one is the smallest cell, that is mycoplasma. The size is somewhere 0.3 micrometer. Ostrich egg has largest cell in the world, and the neuron is the longest cell in the world. So these are the very important information for board examination and for the NEET examination. So you should understand in that manner also. Now, this is a very important mark, double VVIMP. Okay. Now, one concept associated with the size of this cell is that what is the relation between size of cell and function of cell. It's a very important question. The relation between size of cell and function of cell. Now, the answer itself says that there is a big relation between size of the cell and function of the cell, because if we do not provide the appropriate size, to the cell, they won't be able to perform the specific function for they are synthesized. Now you should remember this fact. All these cells have a different size and shape. They are decided on the basis of their function. If you study the structure of neuron, the size of the neuron, the shape of the neuron allow them to function as a messenger. At the same time, RBC shape allow that particular cell to move freely in a vesicle, in arteries, in veins. So, who will decide the function of the cell? The size of the cell. Now, it's a vice versa. Size of the cell is dependent on the function of the cell, and a function of the cell that are performing by the cell is due to the size of the cell. So, it's a vice versa relation, and you should remember it's a very important concept, and it is asked in the examination also, in board examination. Now we will discuss another topic in this. Now, if we start with the prokaryotes, basically prokaryotes behaves or possess majorly four type of shapes. Four types of shape. The first one is bacillus. The second one is spherical. The third one is your cilium, and fourth one is your the spatial structure known as Vibrio. Okay, these are the seriated structure, you can say a very small structure. In case of bacillus and this cerium, it's very right to write over here is instead of cerium we should have the Caucus structure. In singular we can write as Cauci. Cauci. It's very important. Now we are just drawing their structures over here. What is bacilli? The rod-like structure. The rod-like structure. The rod-like structure. What is the structure? It's a rod-like structure. Rod-like structure. In case of spherical, you all know a spherical. If you just modify this word, I can also write this word as, which is more correct if I say that is spirillum. And now how I will draw this spirillum? Like this. They have flagella. They have flagella. Possess flagella. The second structure that is possessed by the prokaryotes. Now the third one is a Caucus. Caucus structure is also possessed by the prokaryotes, and it looks like a small rounds, very small rounds, a group of very small rounds. These are known as Caucus. These are known as Caucus. And the last one, it is the Vibrio. What is Vibrio? And what is Vibrio? It's a comma shape. It's an comma shaped structure. It's an comma shaped structure. This is the structure. Different structure. You can say a comma shape. And over here, a small round. Small round. So this is again a very important information for your examination, for your basic study. When you go to the further higher classes, like in first year, second year, you have very important role in your total understanding of biology by this 4 type of shape, because you will find number of time when you study different type of bacteria, microorganism, you find that the particular structure of the bacteria is like a bacilli, it may be like a spirillum, it may be like a cauci, it may be a vibrio shape. So these are the 4 shapes which is possessed by the prokaryote for performing their respective functions. Okay, now we will see some of the characteristics of prokaryotes. What we are trying to see today? The prokaryotic characteristic. Now you all know that they possess a different kind of shape. First, they do not undeveloped. We yesterday also discussed undeveloped nucleus. This is the very important. So if it is undeveloped, so its genetic material found free in cytoplasm. Whom? For the prokaryotes. For the prokaryotes. 4. They have a small circular DNA known as plasmid. It is an extracellular small circular DNA, extra chromosomal small circular DNA. What its genetic material is? The chromosomes, which possess what? DNA. Now, In this case, small circular DNA is known as plasmid, which allow prokaryote to have a specific strand. Like, for example, production of antibiotics, proteins, etc. Who give this ability? The plasmid will give this ability to prokaryotes so as to produce antibiotics and protein, so as a mechanism of defense towards the other entity. So it's a very important structure for no membrane bound organelle. Now you understand what is organelle. I already dictated you. No membrane bound organelle is present in prokaryotes. So it's again a very important aspect. And all activity taking place in cytoplasm. Where? At the cytoplasm. So these are the 5 characteristics of prokaryote that you should remember. First, undeveloped nucleus. Its genetic material found free in cytoplasm. What? Chromosome and DNA. There is small circular DNA known as plasmid, which is other than the genetic material. No membrane bound organelle are present, and all the activity taking place in cytoplasm. So you should remember this much in characteristic of prokaryotes. And if the question asks specifically to draw the structure of various shapes possessed by the prokaryotes, in that case you may explain the 4 types of bacillus, spirillum, Caucus and Vibrio. So this is all about for today's lecture. We will discuss in next lecture the structure of envelope, cell envelope, and their function and their role for the functioning of cell. So till then, it's goodbye. Thank you.